simple. It's about connecting to your intuition, but we all can do that in different ways. Some of you are seers. So that means that you can see things as pictures and visions. This is clairvoyance. This is seeing with our invisible third eye, which is located that energy center in the middle of the forehead. Sometimes we call that the psychic eye. See, that psychic eye is when you get ready to walk up to somebody and you see them coming close to you and you can feel them, literally. But you can also see them. You may not know what you see, but you see something either that says that this person is bringing good energy or they're not bringing good energy. Clairvoyance. That means you receive information via pictures. So you see someone, and when you're talking to that particular one person that you see, they may remind you of your grandmother or your grandfather. Or all of a sudden, a thought will flash in front of you of something that happened 3 days ago. And maybe that person will have a conversation or they will say something that will kind of remind you of something that happened. Clairvoyance. These are the seers. Some may have clairaudience. This is the gift of hearing. And I know every single one of you, if you guys are listening to me, you didn't have this happen when you're standing next to somebody and all of a sudden you say, "What did you just say?" And that person says, "Oh, I didn't say nothing." But you knew they said something. They just didn't say it out loud. So, clairaudience is what I call psychic hearing. So you can hear the whisper. Because these come into your minds as thoughts. Now, in our society, we have not been educated enough, and we have so many of our children and so many people who are on medications because they're clairaudience. So, as soon as they start telling you they hear voices, they put labels on them and say, "Take this pill because something is wrong with you," because there's not anyone there to help them understand what they're hearing. I remember when I first could hear voices and had to, because this could be very tricky. Because I tried to figure out who's talking to me. Like, literally, where am I hearing this voice from? Where is it coming from? Is this me talking to me? Or who voice is this? If you ever get a chance, it's in clairaudience is described in one of what's the guy's name? Steven Spielberg's movies, Always, um, where there is a character, and I think the character is played by this guy named Richard Dreyfuss. Um, he's killed in a plane crash, and then I think it's Audrey Hepburn. I think that's who she is. She plays an angel. And of course, we all remember our dear sister Delarice, who played in Touched by an Angel. And all of this, these depictions are not just stories, but this is how our ancestors communicate with us. This is how our spirit guides communicate with us, and angels as well. It is the hearing of this. Clairaudience. This is really mental telepathy. Have you ever looked at somebody that you knew and you guys could talk to each other without opening your mouth and saying a word? This isn't something really crazy. This is one of our divine gifts that was given to us as people. Mothers do it to children all the time. Fathers do it to children all the time. Lovers do it to each other all the time. We don't have to say anything. We can communicate telepathically. The other one, clairsentience. This has to do with sensing. This is all about the body. This is about body feeling or sensing that, you know, or sensing what you're feeling through and it can come in through your third eye. If you are clairsentience, this is almost like having a radar that's working constantly, physically feeling the environment. Think about it. If you are clairsentient, this is how sometimes you could wake up and all of a sudden you could just be in the best amazing mood, and all of a sudden you find yourself becoming depressed or sad and you don't know why. You're trying to figure out why. Why? It could absolutely have nothing to do with you. It could be something that is going on the planet. For instance, Peru, and I was speaking with a sister in Peru this week. Peru has had several things go on as of the last couple of days. They've had a lot of rain that has happened. As a result of that, they have these huge cracks that has caused the land to just become shifted all over. All kinds of weather things going on that is there. So clairsentience, this is the body feeling this. Have you ever been watching a movie and all of a sudden a character gets hit by a car or falls and you can feel it in your physical body? I remember when I was young, and it's funny, I was just talking about this not too long ago. Well, this author with Brother Bilal, we were talking about Donald Goings. You remember those books? Some of you guys may be too young to know who Donald Goings is, but he wrote those pimp books. And I remember reading one of the books where the woman had caught her boyfriend, caught her man in the club. He was messing around with another woman, and when they came back home, they got into an argument, and she was outside trying to stop him from going somewhere, and he ran over her foot. I read that, and my foot literally swelled up the next day when I got up. Clairsentience. So you can sense things, you can feel things. Claire Gustin. This is an odd one, and I'm not even sure I'm saying it right, but this one is the gift of smell. Smell. This is about the smell. So oftentimes, you guys, you have loved ones who passed on, and they may have smoked cigarettes like the brother who called in the show, or one time the sister who talked about her mother's perfume, and you could smell it in the air. And so, a lot of times, when our ancestors and loved ones come to visit us, they will bring their scent with us. And that scent will remind us. If you had an aunt that loved to cook, like whenever my Aunt Clara is around, she used to bake the most amazing macaroni and cheese. I can smell that. That's Claire Sentience. So, I wanted to talk about these because this is something that we need to start tapping into more and more on a conscious level. We need to cultivate it in our children, and we need to cultivate it in ourselves. You've been driving down the road, all of a sudden you hear that voice, or something just tells you, or you get this feeling that you need to turn left, and you turn left, and sure enough, you're listening to the radio and you hear that there was a bad accident up ahead, and that traffic is at a standstill still. And you thinking, I'm so glad I listened to that and I turned left. Our intuition helps to guide us while we're on earth.